All right. So David's the broker, right? He used to be an agent, and now he's the big dog. Now he's watching our agents. So let's give a hand for David to come on. So how many properties have you invested in?
So we can talk about total and
Yeah.
all that we've ever
Yeah.
done. So I think I've probably invested in over, let's see, about like syndication deals as well, included probably about like 200 units. But right now we downsized our portfolio a lot, so we're
Yeah.
actively managing just around 7.
Yeah.
But before I get into all that though, could everybody do me a favor? Could we all stand up? Because I know we've been sitting off for a while.
Yes.
Let's stand up, and if you could, somebody close to you that you've never met before, turn around, say hi to them, and introduce
Yeah, okay. Only send me your notes. All right,
But yeah, so my name is David Yang. If you guys haven't met me before, I am a real estate broker. I also own a real estate investment firm. I also own a private lending company, so we do like hard money lending, those kind of things as well. Okay, so I have my hands in a few different things here. I think today Chai wanted me to talk mainly about the real estate agent piece of it, so I'm going to try to stay on track with that. So if I go off track, just keep me on track.
Yeah, we're just gonna, like, as an investor mindset, right? So, I don't know, you still have something else to say before I start asking?
No.
What does the market look like right now? So
the market right now, I mean, it's pretty simple to see out there, right? So you guys go out there, you guys have family members that are trying to buy houses. The market, it's always changing, but everybody sees it. The values are very high right now, right? So I think this past year, they said that values of property increased double digits, around 10 to 13%, okay? So think about that. If you just took some money at the beginning of let's bring it to like 2020, right before the coronavirus, right? So let's just say you take $100,000 and you invested it into a property in 2020, and if it increased 13%, so what is that? I'm bad at math. Like $13,000. So you would have made $13,000 just by having that property. Think of it like that, okay? So the market right now is high. Okay, there's a lot of demand out there. So when people say it's hard to find deals, yeah, it's hard to find deals because there's so many other people trying to go out there and look for the same deals. Okay, and I'm assuming most of the people in this room here are at the kind of the beginner level phase of real estate investing. Okay, so I'm gonna tailor it more towards real estate investing instead of like just regular residential home buying. But if you are kind of beginning out in real estate, your main target is going to be for those residential type properties. So like what Tu said, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units. Those are going to be considered residential properties. Okay.
how long these properties staying on the market?
So it depends. If you're looking for very good quality ones that are priced very good, which everybody is, you could be looking at hours on market. Okay. So when we look at how long, we call it days on market. Days on market. How many days is a property on the market before it sells? Okay. Right now, technically, we're counting it in hours. Okay. So if you have, let's say, like a duplex, right? Like everybody wants a duplex, a nice duplex, a side-by-side duplex, right? Maybe 3 bedrooms on each side in St. Paul here. Who wouldn't want to buy that right now, right? So if you put that on the market, say this morning, probably by this afternoon, you'll probably have like 4 or 5 offers already. Okay, so that's how fast these properties are moving. So how can you get in on it? That's the real question, right? How can you get in on these types of properties? Well, like what Linda said, you need to have your financing lined up, okay? Especially when you go, and we talked about this earlier, when you go talk to your real estate agent, if you're gonna use one, they wanna make sure that you are qualified to buy. Because again, if they take you to go see that duplex that I just listed this morning, and you're not even qualified, and you're like, oh, I love this duplex, but I still have to go and do my pre-approval and all that stuff, what's gonna be gone before you can even get the pre-approval done, okay? Because the pre-approval might even take you a few days to 7 days to do, all right? So the key is speed, especially for you guys, for you newer people, it's gonna be speed. Talk to your real estate agent, work out a plan. You wanna be the first person to see the property. You want to be the first person to put in the offer, that's gonna give you the highest chance, okay? What goes into the terms, that's gonna be a really big portion of if you get it accepted, okay? And if you guys have questions, yeah, yes?
How long does the pre-approval stay good for?
So generally, it depends on the lender, but it's gonna be roughly around like 3 months.
Oh,
Because
okay.
usually and Linda, is that right? Around 3 months?
120 days from the date, so 4 months.
4 months, yeah. Because the thing is, they're gonna, mainly, the reason why they pick 3 or 4 months is because your financial situation is probably gonna change. You might make more money, you might open a new credit card, yada yada. So it's good for about 3 or 4 months. So during the buying process, you don't want to make any big financial changes. You don't want to quit your job. You don't want to take large amounts of cash and deposit it, okay? You don't want to go buy brand new cars on credit, all right? So basically, when you get your pre-approval, you want your financial situation to stay similar, okay? Now, if you get a new job that pays more money, even better, okay? Just don't get a different job that pays less. So, had that happen before. But yes, so when you're going through and you're getting that pre-approval, that's what you want to do is, get that out of the way quick. Okay? That's why you hear a lot from real estate agents. They say that, oh, they don't want to work with you unless you have a pre-approval. But then we hear from buyers saying that, okay, that doesn't make sense. Why don't I go find the property first, then come get the pre-approval, right? Well, again, if you do it that way, then you're going to be, slower to the game than the other people that already have their financing already lined up. Okay? And another thing too is you can actually make offers without a pre-approval. Okay? But your offer will be a lot weaker than somebody that has a pre-approval. That's mainly the reason why they want you to get the pre-approval, is because when we make the offer, showing that pre-approval that you have financing lined up, it's going to make your offer a lot more stronger. Okay?
How are people winning deals in there?
So, if you're talking, speaking strictly for residential, right? Winning deals is you have to have the best terms, okay, and the best financing. So, let's take a look at it from the top, right? What's the golden term in financing? Cash, right? So you can all cash out a property. That's going to be the best financing out there, okay? And then under cash would be conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, all. So it kind of goes down like that. Okay, so if you have cash, you're at the top. But cash is not the only thing that the sellers look at, okay? Because when you're buying a property, so the seller, they're gonna have somebody helping them. Something that's very smart, just as smart as the person helping you, okay? So just because you have cash doesn't mean you can go in and lowball cash, okay? Because if you go in and you're like, oh, I got cash, so the property they're listing for $250,000, I'm gonna offer $200,000 cash, okay? Not in this market, okay? Because somebody can come in with a conventional loan, but maybe they're offering $300,000, all right? So the seller might want to waive that. So again, it's not just the financing, the terms matter as well. Are you doing a home inspection, okay? One that we see a lot right now is, are you doing, especially if you're using financing, because most people use financing, okay? When I say financing, I mean loans. Most people use loans, okay? One of the big things we're seeing right now is appraisal gaps, okay? Or appraisal waivers, wherever you go. And what that is where you make an offer. So let's just say the property is listed for $250,000, and you make an offer of $300,000, right? Well, the seller wants a guarantee from you, the buyer, that if the property does not appraise for $300,000, are you willing to cover that difference, okay? If you are willing to cover that difference, that makes your offer that much stronger, okay? So that's one of the biggest things we see right now, because that makes your offer almost as strong as cash, okay? So if you don't have if you don't have enough cash to purchase the property outright, that's a way to bring your offer up to a cash level. Let's offer that appraisal gap. Okay, it's not going to be the exact same, but it's going to bring you that much closer. Okay? Because if you don't do that, on the seller side, what they see is they're saying, okay, this person, he just wants to waste my time, especially if it's some ridiculous amount, you know? Because what they're going to see is you're just trying to tie up their property. And then once the appraisal doesn't come back, you're going to use that as an excuse to bring the price back down. Okay, so they don't want that.
All right, any questions so far?
Yep.
So without a deal, you have nothing.
Mhm.
So he's probably the second most important thing that you need to get or to connect with. Because if you don't have a deal, you get nothing. He's talking about hours. So when we're talking about trying to save money just you don't have to tie your money, don't worry about that because you can't even get anything right now. So we're talking about hours at this point. Is there a way around that to get in on a deal?
Yes. So what I was talking about earlier was on-market deals. Okay, on-market deals is, you might have heard, called MLS, the multiple listing service. That's where all real estate agents go to put their listings on for sale. Okay. Now, if you want to get around that, you're going to have to go direct to the seller. Okay. So, real estate agent can help you out with that too. But from my experiences, most real estate agents, they just work on MLS. You know. But right now, if you're looking for deals, okay, I'm going to kind of go off track a little. If you're looking for deals, what you want to do is you want to go direct to seller. Okay. Especially as a new real estate agent, I try not to point people in the direction of the type of investment you should do, but what you should really look into is wholesaling. Okay, wholesaling. The reason why I recommend that for a lot of new people is it's going to teach you how to do marketing to find these off-market deals. Okay, because what's the problem right now? We can't find any deals, and the deals that we do find, everybody is after them. But if you're wholesaling, okay, you're going to learn how to go and find people that are going through foreclosures. You're going to learn how to find people that are getting divorced. And when people say there's no deals, I'm like, bullshit. There's deals out there everywhere, okay? Because I find deals every day, okay? The only thing is, are you willing to put in the effort to find those deals? And what Chai said, with the financing, okay, that's a very important piece. But personally, my personal belief is the deal is more important than finding the money for it, okay? Because if you don't have the deal, you won't have the money, And vice versa, yes, you do need the money too, but it's easier to find the money. Trust me, it's easier to find the money than the deal, okay? Especially when you get up into larger deals, it's harder to find a deal that makes sense. Okay? So yeah, if you want to get around fighting with other people, go directly to the seller. Okay? Go directly to the seller. And how you do that is learn how to wholesale. Okay? And when people say, oh, I don't want to wholesale because I don't want to be a wholesaler, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying learn how to be a wholesaler. Because what do wholesalers do? They go and they find all these properties, right? And then they wholesale them to people. Yes, that's what everybody sees. But what is the reason why they wholesale? Is because they go, they find all these properties, they keep the best ones for themselves, and they wholesale the ones that don't fit their criteria, what they don't need. Okay? So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to go find all these properties, keep all the ones that you want, that fit your criteria, and then wholesale the rest. Because you've already spent money marketing for these properties. Okay? So
It's probably a different class.
that is.
It's a whole new different world.
Yes. Yeah.
So, any questions?
Can you just, I get that the wholesaling part, probably need a lot more time on that, but how do you find properties that are not listed? What do you
Yep. So that does go into the wholesale.
Can you just?
So,
Connections, right? When I say
yeah,
connections.
so there's a whole bunch of ways. There's networking like this. Okay,
Right,
you talk to people.
remember Tu said most of his deals, 90% of the deals from his connections? I was trying to hint at him, saying, how do you find deals when they're going like hours on listings? Tu did it, 90% of his
Yep.
deals.
Yeah, the best way, even like real estate agents, right? Like, how many real estate agents are in this room? Raise your hand. Okay. Let me ask all the real estate agents in this room. Okay, the big bulk of your clients, like, where do you find your clients? Are they from like friends and family, networking? Exactly. So same thing with real estate investing, okay? The big bulk of your deals are gonna come from friends and family, network. My best deals came from friends and family, networking, okay? Now, I've done plenty of other deals from direct marketing where you can go and send direct mail letters, or you can do door knocking, or you can, put up billboards. See those, we buy ugly houses? Those are investors, okay? You see those bandit signs, those little signs on the side of the road that says, we buy houses cash, full price, like that? It's just that they won't buy it at your full price, they only buy it at their full price, okay? So those are just different ways. It's very, how you find it, it's very simple, it's marketing, okay? So you have to kind of know how to do marketing. And you just Google marketing, there's a whole bunch of different, marketing styles, and you just pick the best one that works for you, okay? I would suggest if you're gonna do marketing, pick 3 marketing strategies, okay? Whether it's direct mail, door knocking, whatever it is, pick 3. The main thing with marketing is you want to be consistent, so try it out for 6 months at minimum. So try all those 3 for 6 months, because I've done direct mail, I've done all those things before. Say example, if I send out 1,000 mailers to 55106 one time, how many calls do you guys think I'm gonna get? 0. I'm gonna get 0, okay? And how much of those 1,000 mailers are gonna cost me? It's gonna cost me roughly maybe about $1,000 to $1,200 to send out. So I spent $1,200 and I got 0 calls, okay? Would you do that? That's why you won't find deals, okay? You have to do that over and over and over and over, even if you're getting 0 calls, okay? Because it's about consistency. It's about consistency. It's not about how good the marketing is. It's about consistency, okay? That's how you find deals, is consistency, all right? So you as a brand new person, maybe you don't have $1,000 a month for marketing. Go out, talk to all your friends and all your neighbors and all your other people. Tell them that you're a real estate investor. You don't have to sell them on it. You don't have to, try to convince them that real estate is like the best thing since sliced bread. Just let them know that you're a real estate investor, that you're looking for properties, okay? Because like, was it 2? Yeah, he said that his buddy that went to Oklahoma, yeah, they knew that he was a real estate investor, so that's why they sold their property to him. Okay? That's how, like I said, that's how I found a lot of my deals. That's how I found my really, really good deals. Okay? So, yes, finding the deals, that's probably the main thing right now.
Okay, so let's say we find a deal, we want to write it up.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about terms, right?
Yep.
So right now it's so competitive. What terms, you talk about terms as far as doing the gap, the appraisal gap,
Mhm.
what else should you go at?
So you can do the appraisal gap. There's other terms like the closing costs. Okay, like are you going to ask them to help pay for closing costs? If you ask them to help pay for closing costs, just understand that that comes out of their pocket, unless you do like some type of creative structure where you increase the sales price and then you ask them for closing costs. That would work as well, because that's kind of the same as you rolling in the closing costs, okay? At least that way it's not coming directly out of their pocket, so it makes your offer a little bit better, okay? There's other terms as well, such as like home inspections. Okay, are you going to do a home inspection? Now, in Minnesota, sellers are very scared of home inspections, not because of them hiding anything. Usually, it's not because of that. It's mainly because a home inspection is a get out of jail free card for the buyer, right? So you could just, lock down their property so they can agree to sell their property to you, okay? And then you could just up and say, I don't want to buy the house for any reason. It doesn't have to be that the house is bad. Maybe you just woke up and you're like, I think the house has ghosts. I want to.
It's a valid thing, right?
Not really, but I mean,
It's still an opinion saying, hey, I don't want it.
yeah. During the inspection, it's valid.
Yeah.
Okay. During the inspection, it's valid. Outside the inspection, it's not valid. Yeah. So, yeah, that's those are the main terms. Is probably going to be the closing costs, the inspection, and the appraisal waiver. And again, this is talking a lot more towards just the regular residential sales. Okay, so when you're working with an agent, those are going to be kind of the main things that sellers are going to be looking at. Okay, so if you want to win a deal, do cash. If you can't do cash, then do the appraisal gap. Don't do any inspections, and don't do any closing costs. Make your offer as clean as possible, okay? All those things we talked about, they're called contingencies, okay? So you want to have as little contingencies as possible in your offer. That's going to give you the highest chance of getting accepted.
What's the amount that's going above market right now? Well,
So right now, it's common to see like $25,000 to $30,000 above the asking price, okay? But again, you got to understand. So I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, but so we might think, oh, properties are overvalued, right? People are bidding $20,000 to $30,000 above the listing price. But you have to understand that on the other side, again, what I said earlier, they have a very smart agent working for them. Okay, they didn't list it at $250 because they wanted $250. They listed at $250 because they wanted $280 or $290. Okay, so then why the heck would they list it at $250? Because they're trying to create that bidding war. Okay, so where's the actual value? The actual value is actually where it's sold at. So a lot of people, they don't really understand how values are property. Right? So is the value of the property what the agent says it is? No, it's not. Okay. Now, next question to you guys is the value of the property what the bank's appraiser says it is? No, it's not. Okay. So who determines the actual value of the property? The buyer. Exactly. What they bought it at. Okay. So when somebody comes to me and says that house isn't worth $320,000, but somebody bought it for $320,000, so it is worth $320,000 because now that's going to be used for all other purchases going forward. You see? So that's how values work. Okay? So what you need to do is, as a newer investor, you have to understand the psychology behind what sellers are looking for, especially in their pricing strategy. That way, when you go and you make your offer, then you know that, hey, if they're doing $250 and average homes here are selling for $290, then I have to go close to $290 to even be in the race. Okay? So if you're not talking to your real estate agent about an offer strategy like that, then you're unfortunately going to be losing a lot of offers. Yes.
So why would somebody choose to sell their house to a real estate investor versus putting it on the MLS, because the bidding war could potentially get them more profit?
Yep. So it's going to come down to their motivation. Okay. So like when I find properties, right? When I find properties that I want to buy as an investor, okay, I'm looking for sellers that have multiple levels of motivation. All right. So maybe the house is worth less than what they owe. Okay. Maybe they need to sell it fast. Okay. Maybe they have some type of circumstance where they can't sell it on the market. Okay, so those are the things that you want to be looking for as an investor. And that's some of the reasons why people need to sell. Because again, if everybody just wanted a lot of money, then yeah, they just throw it on the market because right now the market is very hot. Okay, but you as an investor, you want to target people. If you're going the off-market route, you want to target people that have multiple levels of motivation. Okay, when I mean by motivation, examples are like, maybe they're getting divorced. Maybe they can't sell their house and take in a lot of money from profits because maybe they have some kind of government assistance where if they've got a lot of money, they would lose their government assistance. Or, they need to move super fast. Okay? Or maybe they inherited the property. Somebody died, left it to them, and then now they need to sell it quickly to liquidate it. Okay? So there's so many ways why people would need to sell it off market versus on market. Now again, I'm talking a lot about on-market stuff, but really, you should be looking at off-market, okay?
Yeah. And David teaches that kind of stuff. He does a monthly.
Yes, first Saturday of every month. Raise hands, who's been to my classes? Okay, so first Saturday of every month. Sorry, shameless plug, but first Saturday of every month we do that, okay? So if you want to learn more about that stuff, then
And we post that. We post an event in on his page, which is Home Sellers
and
page.
in the moment,
And in the group too. So it's an event. You guys are here, go to it. Connect. I see new people in there all the time. So
Yep.
there was a full class last time. So Any one last question for him before we move on? How do people get a hold of you?
So you can get a hold of me through Facebook. It's just David Yang. You can message me on there. That's probably gonna be the fastest way. If not, then my cell phone number is 651-323-7834. Okay, that's 651-323-7834. Okay. And again, today I covered a lot of just the residential home buying contract stuff, which is very boring. Okay, but one last thing I want to leave you guys with is, if you are getting started in investing, okay, what you want to do is you want to have a strong motivation why you want to be a real estate investor. Okay? We heard earlier that, who wants to make $1 million? Money is great, but that's not the best motivation. Okay? Because at the first sign of trouble, the first tenant that you have to kick out that leaves all the trash around, you're going to be like, oh, this is not me. Okay? You have to have a motivation that carries you through further beyond those. So you really have to love real estate to actually get in here and do it for the long term. That's how you're going to succeed. And the last thing is, do something in real estate every day. Okay? If you find that you're not being successful in real estate, just look at yourself and ask yourself, what am I doing in real estate? If I'm not doing anything, if there's a lot of time that I'm not doing anything in real estate, that's probably the reason why you're not successful. Okay? So again, thank you to the Hmong Chambers, to Chai, and thank you guys for coming out today. But if you guys have any questions, I'll be sticking around too.
All right, let's give a hand for David.